Hello guys, this is Real Recaps. In this video, I will talk about a 2025 American science fiction horror thriller film, Companion. Before we start, I hope you will like and subscribe to the channel. While shopping for groceries at the supermarket, a young woman named Iris notices an attractive man. The man, nervous about approaching her, ends up making a mess. They both laugh about it, and he introduces himself as Josh. Later, Iris wakes up as Josh is driving her to a friend's place for the weekend. They have been dating for a while now and are deeply in love. When they arrive, Iris is surprised to see that the place is a massive mansion. As they head inside, she confesses to Josh that his friends dislike her and fears she will embarrass him. Josh reassures her, telling her that she is an amazing woman and that all she needs to do is smile and be kind. Josh's friend Kat opens the door, welcoming him warmly but treating Iris with noticeable coldness. Inside, they meet the rest of the group, including Eli and his boyfriend, Patrick. They also meet a Russian man named Sergey, who is dating Kat and happens to own the mansion. As Sergey is introduced to the couple, he starts eyeing Iris in a way that makes her extremely uncomfortable. She excuses herself and goes to her room. While preparing to shower, Iris notices a pin drive inside their luggage. She then takes a shower, gets ready, and joins the gathering. During dinner, Patrick shares the story of how he met Eli. Curious, Iris asks when he realized Eli was the one for him. Patrick replies that it was love at first sight, to which Iris relates, saying her experience with Josh was the same. After dinner, Iris and Kat have a conversation, during which Kat reveals that Sergey is actually married. Shocked, Iris asks Kat if she loves him. Kat responds that their relationship is transactional. She acts like one of his accessories in exchange for getting whatever she wants. Iris then questions why Kat dislikes her, to which Kat cryptically responds that women like Iris can be a threat to her. Later, everyone begins dancing. Iris notices Josh talking to Kat and, overcome with jealousy, pulls him away from her. That night, after an intense workout session, Iris apologizes to Josh for her behavior. However, Josh dismisses it and tells her to go to sleep. The next morning, the group prepares for a swim. However, Josh decides to stay back, claiming he has a hangover. Iris offers to stay with him, but Josh insists she should go. Reluctantly, she heads out. Once she leaves, Josh takes out the pin drive and plugs it into his phone. At the lake, Iris unexpectedly finds a knife in her pocket. Just then, Sergey appears and greets her. Though she tries to keep her distance, Sergey begins acting inappropriately again. He offers her a drink, but she declines and attempts to leave. However, Sergey manipulates her by reminding her that he is their host and deserves some respect. Left with no choice, Iris stays. Sergey then asks her to apply sunscreen on him. Though hesitant, she agrees. As she applies it, he suddenly grabs her hand and starts touching her inappropriately. She demands that he stop, but Sergey tells her she was made for this purpose and forces himself onto her. She desperately begs him to stop. Meanwhile, the others are chatting when Iris suddenly appears, covered in blood. Shocked, everyone stares as she trembles, saying she never intended to do it. She explains that Sergey became aggressive, so she pushed him, causing him to hit his head on a rock. He got back up, enraged, and tried to force himself on her again. In a panic, she grabbed the knife and stabbed him to death. Terrified, she sobs and tells Josh that she was so scared another man would violate her that she acted on instinct. However, Josh's reaction is odd. He simply tells her to go to sleep. As she does, her expression changes. It turns out that Iris is a robot. Josh has tied her to a chair, contemplating his next move. Eli arrives, informing him that Kat is extremely upset about what happened. Eli is confused about how this could have happened, as all the robots have safeguards preventing them from killing. Josh speculates that it must be a glitch and suggests they call the police to handle the situation. He asks everyone to leave so he can have a final moment alone with Iris. When he wakes her up, Iris insists that she is not lying. Josh tells her that he believes her because she cannot lie to him. He then explains that she is a companion robot, incapable of deception, as it is not part of her programming. Stunned, Iris refuses to believe it. However, Josh demonstrates various functions, proving that she is an artificially created being. He reveals that he purchased her from a company that programmed her to recognize him as her primary human. Their first meeting at the supermarket was nothing more than a scripted scenario from her programming. Shocked and unable to process this, Iris insists that she feels emotions. Josh, however, dismisses it as mere programming. Despite everything, Iris pleads with him, saying that even if she is a robot, she belongs to him and will do anything he asks. She just does not want to be separated from him. Just then, Kat enters and is frustrated by Josh's attempts to reason with a machine. Josh leaves Iris behind and walks away with Kat. As he departs, Iris spots the knife on the ground and slowly moves to grab it. Meanwhile, outside, Josh reveals that the entire situation was orchestrated. He and Kat had planned everything. Soon, the police would arrive and take Iris away, giving them a reason to celebrate. However, as Josh steps outside, he notices Iris on the ground. Concerned, he approaches her only for Iris to suddenly kick him in the throat and flee. Panicked, Josh tells Eli that he tampered with Iris's programming, increasing her aggression so that she would kill Sergey. Kat then reveals that Sergey had $12 million stashed away, which they could now claim. Eli agrees to support their version of events when the police arrive, but he points out that their earnings will now be split 4 ways. Josh, however, insists that Patrick will not get a share because Patrick is not human. Eli then turns to Patrick and instructs him to go to sleep, revealing that Patrick is also a robot. Josh tries to comfort Eli by suggesting he can always get a newer model, but Eli refuses, saying he truly loves Patrick. Kat intervenes, stating that it would be best to split the money 3 ways instead, and Eli reluctantly agrees. Taking Sergey's gun, the 4 of them set out to hunt down Iris. Iris is sprinting through the forest, clutching Josh's phone. As she explores its functions, she discovers the ability to access her programming. Experimenting with it, she successfully enhances her intelligence to the maximum level. Meanwhile, the 4 pursuers continue searching for her, but coordinating together proves difficult, so they decide to split into pairs. Iris formulates a plan: she will steal Josh's car and escape back to the city. Suddenly, she notices Eli and Patrick approaching and quickly hides behind a tree. Eli, weary from the chase, suggests they give up and head back. Patrick, feeling vulnerable, questions whether Eli would ever betray him in the same way. He then reveals that he knows he is a robot. Eli is stunned by the revelation, but Patrick insists that his love for Eli is real, just as his memories of their first meeting feel completely authentic. Eli reassures Patrick that he truly loves him and would never abandon him. He then asks Patrick to describe his emotions, and Patrick admits that the mere thought of being separated from Eli fills him with unbearable pain. The 2 share a kiss, but at that moment, Iris's phone vibrates, exposing her hiding spot. Iris tries to flee as Eli fires at her but misses. He eventually catches up, and they both tumble to the ground. A struggle ensues for control of the gun, and in the chaos, Iris accidentally fires a fatal shot at Eli. The others arrive to find Eli dead. Seizing the opportunity, Iris dashes toward Josh's car, but Josh chases after her. She manages to get inside, but the car refuses to start since its AI system does not recognize her voice. Thinking quickly, she begins modifying her voice to mimic Josh's. Outside, Josh frantically tries to break the window with a rock. Just in time, Iris successfully replicates his voice, enabling the car to start. She speeds away, but Josh refuses to let her escape. Using Sergey's phone, Josh reports his car as stolen. The vehicle responds by locking itself from the inside, causing Iris to panic. Moments later, she receives a call from Josh. He pleads with her, promising that he can change and that they can start over if she returns. However, Iris, now fully aware of who she is, tells him that her priorities have changed and that they need to break up. Enraged by her rejection, Josh, filled with uncontrollable fury, turns to Patrick and alters his settings, maximizing his aggression level and resetting his programming. Patrick reboots and registers Josh as his new primary human. Meanwhile, Iris desperately tries to kick the car window open when she spots a police vehicle approaching. Managing to squeeze out of the window, she waves the officer down. To buy herself time, she abruptly switches to speaking German, successfully confusing him. However, the officer soon notices a bloodstained knife inside the car and arrests her. As this happens, Iris sees Patrick approaching and immediately realizes what Josh has done. Patrick violently attacks the officer, savagely beating him to death. Iris attempts to escape, but Patrick seizes Josh's phone and uses it to shut her down. Patrick then drives back in the police car, shocking Josh and Kat. As they discover the officer's corpse, Kat, now at her limit, decides that she has had enough. She grabs her share of the money and prepares to leave, stating that the situation has spiraled out of control. Josh, unraveling, erupts in frustration, lamenting that every woman in his life abandons him. As Kat tries to walk away, he orders Patrick to stop her. Without hesitation, Patrick stabs her. Wounded, Kat staggers to the couch but eventually succumbs to her injuries. Later, Josh sits at a dinner table with Iris, who is restrained and reactivated. Patrick serves them food as Josh blames her for all the deaths that have occurred. However, Iris counters that his greed is the real reason behind everything. Enraged, Josh insists that he is not a bad person but a victim of an unfair world that never gave him what he deserved. Iris retorts that he does nothing but complain and that he is nothing more than a pathetic man with an inferiority complex. Furious, Josh suppresses her intelligence, reducing her cognitive abilities. He then commands her to raise her hand and hold it over a candle. As this happens, Josh receives a call from the police, informing them that Iris has malfunctioned and killed everyone at the villa. Meanwhile, Iris's hand catches fire, the flames consuming her skin. Josh then hands her a gun and orders her to shoot herself. Though she hesitates, she is unable to disobey his command as her primary human and pulls the trigger. 2 employees from the robotics company soon arrive to collect Iris. Josh, putting on an act, tells them that Iris became jealous of Kat and killed everyone to be with him. He has also disguised Patrick as the officer to support his fabricated story. However, one of the employees has a nagging suspicion that he has seen Patrick before. While inspecting Iris, the second employee realizes that someone had tampered with her programming, severing her connection to her host. As they prepare to leave, they inform Josh that Iris has recorded video footage of everything that has happened, sending him into a state of terror. As they drive away, one of the employees expresses certainty that Iris was manipulated into killing those people and that Josh will soon be caught. However, their vehicle is suddenly blocked by Patrick. Recognizing him, the employee realizes he is another one of their robotic models. Before he can react, Patrick shoots him dead. The remaining employee escapes, but Patrick relentlessly hunts him down. Meanwhile, Iris reboots, regaining full control of herself. As Patrick prepares to kill the employee, Iris intervenes and attempts to electrocute him. Unfortunately, he proves too strong and easily overpowers her. Desperate, she tells him that everything was Josh's doing and reminds him of his love for Eli. She repeats the exact words Patrick had once spoken to Eli, causing his memories to resurface. Overcome with grief, Patrick, unable to bear the pain, chooses to end his own existence. Grateful for his life, the employee thanks Iris, who responds by asking him for a favor. Back at the house, Josh, preparing to leave, hears music playing downstairs. He follows the sound and is stunned to find Iris standing there. Holding a gun, she informs him that the employee has given her complete autonomy. Josh is no longer her host, and he has no power over her. However, Josh remains confident, believing she loves him too much to harm him. He is proven right when she hesitates to shoot. Seizing the opportunity, he lunges at her, slamming her against the wall. He then viciously assaults her throughout the house, demanding that she admit she needs him. She refuses. Furious, Josh presses the gun against her head, preparing to kill her. But before he can pull the trigger, Iris utters the words, "It's time for you to sleep." In a swift motion, she grabs a corkscrew and drives it into his skull, killing him instantly. Afterward, she takes a shower, peeling away the burnt skin from her hand. Dressed and ready, she gathers the stolen cash and drives away, determined to live a life free from anyone's control ever again. The end. Thanks for watching.